Hey there, welcome to Strong and Healthy, a podcast for local church leaders, families, and maybe even my grandchildren. My name is Steve Barr, and here's where you're going to find practical nuggets on a wide variety of topics to encourage, challenge, and hopefully inspire you to take your next steps in God. Hey, welcome back, everybody. It's nice to have people keep returning. Thank you for supporting. I encourage you to check the subscribe button on the podcast that you're listening to. It helps me out and helps get the word out. I've got a question for you today. Have you ever gotten excited about Jesus? Really excited? Maybe it's a worship service, or maybe you got to see a famous worship band, or maybe at a great church camp or a big, huge event for believers. Excitement is great, and I encourage you to do things that are exciting. Fun is fun. That's why they call it fun. And God created that. That's an amazing thing. But Christians don't have to walk around with sour faces, right? We've got to remember, does our excitement distract us from Jesus or point us toward him? Let me read you this story out of Mark chapter 1, starting in verse 40, where Jesus heals a man with leprosy. A man with leprosy came and knelt in front of Jesus, begging to be healed. "If you are willing, you can heal me and make me clean," he said. Moved with compassion, Jesus reached out and touched him. "I am willing," he said, "be healed." Instantly, the leprosy disappeared and the man was healed. Then Jesus sent him on his way with a stern warning. Don't tell anyone about this. Instead, go to the priest and let him examine you. Take along the offering required in the law of Moses for those who have been healed of leprosy. This will be a public testimony that you've been cleansed. But the man went and spread the word, proclaiming to everyone what had happened. As a result, large crowds soon surrounded Jesus, and he could not publicly enter a town anywhere. He had to stay out in the secluded places, but people from everywhere kept coming to him. So Jesus had compassion on the hurting and the outcast. Moving with compassion, Jesus reached out and touched him. "I am willing," he said, "be healed." I would love to have seen that. That was an amazing miracle that Jesus performed, and we want to celebrate that. But there's a caution here, and this is my main point of this podcast. Don't let the allure of the spectacle become more important than Jesus. So if we read a little bit earlier in Mark, where it says in verse 35, before daybreak the next morning, Jesus got up and went out to an isolated place to pray. Later, Simon and the others went out to find him. When they found him, they said, "Lord, everyone's looking for you." But Jesus said, "We must go to other towns as well, and I will preach to them. That is why I came." So Jesus had told his disciples earlier, I've got to go to other towns as well in that whole region. And he says, that's why I came, to go preach and to heal and to give sight to the blind and deliver people from oppression and bondage. And it was a great ministry that Jesus was doing. But now it says that he couldn't go. Jesus couldn't go. And in verse 45, after the man spread the word, proclaiming to everyone what had happened, Jesus couldn't publicly enter a town anywhere. And he had planned to preach to them. The healed leper got so excited that he didn't obey Jesus' command to go to the priests, where the miracle would be verified as instructed in the law. And he got all focused on the miracle rather than on the miracle worker. He got all excited. And how about us and our excitement, or the energy, or the fun, or the thrill, or the buzz, the full worship services? It's packed in here. It's so great. It's so awesome. The great band. When we get excited about what Jesus did, does our excitement distract us from Jesus or point us toward him? Is this causing us to focus more on Jesus? Because Jesus intended to go to the other towns in Galilee. But this leper just got a bit too excited, and it's understandable, but he got too excited when Jesus specifically told him what not to do, and he ended up going there and telling everybody. And then that same question does, in our excitement, cause us to distract others from Jesus or point them toward him. Fun, yeah, God invented it. Excitement, joy, yes. So I tried to come up with a meme, something to write down, like a bumper sticker saying, and so I came up with this: during enthusiastic worship, when God is moving, does the excitement cause our attention to gravitate more toward the spectacle rather than toward Jesus? So that encapsulates my thought here in this podcast, but I thought, you know what, that's a little bit too complicated, convoluted of a statement. So here's what I did. True confession. I sent it to ChatGPT, and that same statement. During enthusiastic worship, when God is moving, does the excitement cause our attention to gravitate more toward the spectacle than toward Jesus? So I said, can you make that simpler? And here's what ChatGPT spat back to me. Sometimes when we get really excited, do we pay more attention to the fun stuff than we do to Jesus? I love that. Sometimes when we get really excited, do we pay more attention to the fun stuff than we do to Jesus? So a little bit there, a little bit of a reminder for us. Yes, God does amazing things. And yes, we want to celebrate that. We want to worship him. We want to honor him from the bottom of our hearts. We thank God for the joy and the happiness that he gives us, the excitement, and it's so amazing to be around such an awesome God. But let's not get our eyes off of Jesus and onto the excitement. Let's not keep Jesus our focus and start focusing on the things that God is doing. Keep our eyes on Jesus. He's the one that laid down his life for us. He's the one that we keep our eyes on. Fixing our eyes on Jesus, the author and finisher of our faith. Thank you, Lord, for this rich reminder in your word of a leper who was healed and got really excited, but then the focus became the miracle rather than the miracle worker. God bless you guys. Thank you for joining. Hey guys, thanks for joining in with me today. I'm really encouraged to see folks wanting to become more fruitful and effective in their ministries. Strong and Healthy is a work in progress with regular updates, so stay tuned for more. And please subscribe to this channel so you can get the latest content. And also, if you'd like, you can email me with questions and encouragements at contactstevebarr@gmail.com. God bless. See you next time.